witness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yes. So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local host in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
Logan. Now he's fighting Deji. Is he broke? Is Mayweather broke?
Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
Yes.
That makes sense.
No, he's not. Jeff shaking his
Yes, he is, Jeff.
7 years after one of the highest grossing events ever staged in combat sports, the conversation around Floyd Mayweather is no longer what it used to be. Once celebrated as boxing's ultimate symbol of excess and financial supremacy, a fighter who proudly called himself Money and proved it with outrageous displays of wealth, his image is beginning to face a different kind of spotlight. For years, he stood as the sport's living proof that dominance in the ring could translate into unimaginable fortune outside of it. But now, quiet rumors and growing speculation are raising eyebrows, questioning whether the empire built on riches is as untouchable as it once seemed.
Now, did Logan ever get paid with the situation with Floyd Mayweather?
Nah, not yet. Floyd Mayweather's broke. You know, that's what a lot of people don't realize. He gets these big checks and doesn't pay the taxes on it. And then the IRS comes hunting him down later. He owes a lot of people I know money. And Logan's deep down on that list. So,
although Floyd Mayweather has personally rejected these accusations, fresh remarks from Stephen A. Smith have added more weight to the discussion. The 2017 showdown between Mayweather and Conor McGregor reportedly generated close to $600 million, making it one of the most financially successful events in combat sports. Floyd was said to have earned around $275 million, while McGregor collected approximately $85 million. At the time, the event was widely seen as a strategic money play, yet it faced little criticism because Mayweather managed every detail with calculated control. Before the fight even happened, Floyd told Smith that he would play with McGregor early and finish him around the 8th or 9th round. Smith later shared this publicly on Hot Boxin' with Mike Tyson, applauding Mayweather's foresight and tactical execution.
And stay in his chest. He's going to have to push me off in order to throw his punches. He said he's going to be circling the ring. He said by around 4 or 5, he's not going to have any legs. He's going to be done. And he said, and I'll just toy with him and keep him around until around the 8th.
But Stephen A. Smith didn't leave it there. Over the years, he's maintained a strong relationship with Floyd Mayweather, even sitting down with him in past interviews where Floyd confidently spoke about the vast fortune he had built. Back then, the image was untouchable, limitless wealth, flawless financial control, no cracks in the armor. Now, with Mayweather no longer competing in the ring, the tone has shifted. Smith has started to question the long-standing belief that Floyd's money is endless and his finances are immune to pressure. And it's not just speculation driving this conversation. There have been noticeable signs, changes in public behavior, documents surfacing, and internal tensions within his team that hint at something different behind the scenes. In February 2025, reports emerged claiming that multiple staff members connected to Mayweather were considering walking off the job due to alleged unpaid salaries. If true, that development paints a very different picture from the carefully crafted image of unstoppable financial dominance the world has been used to seeing.
She might, but I just probably gonna use it, so. Okay.
Money team has no money.
Alright, money team has no money.
The money team has no money.
Hard work,
dedication, no pay.
It's y'all plug in this radio.
Hard work, hard work, dedication, no pay.
Personal aides, training facility employees, members of his security team, and office staff reportedly began voicing frustration, both behind closed doors and in public, about delayed salaries and payments that never arrived on schedule. This wasn't an isolated complaint from one unhappy worker. The concerns were said to be coming from several individuals across different areas of the Mayweather operation. What made the situation even more questionable was the timing. Around that same period, Floyd Mayweather reportedly spent over $1 million on a luxury suite at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. For someone who has earned more than $1 billion throughout his career, reports of difficulty paying his own team raise serious eyebrows. And for a figure whose entire image revolves around financial dominance and outspending everyone in sight, that kind of narrative doesn't just look suspicious, it chips away at the brand itself.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life.
The picture becomes even murkier when you examine the pattern Floyd Mayweather has followed since 2018. He's taken on more exhibition bouts than most retired legends of his caliber ever would. These aren't fights meant to cement a legacy or test skill, they're purely financial ventures. Floyd has stepped into the ring against Japanese kickboxers, YouTubers, social media personalities, and relatively unknown opponents in places like Dubai and London. For each of these matches, he's openly referred to them as easy money. But it raises a question: if a retired fighter claimed to have $300 million sitting in his bank account back in 2017, why does he keep traveling the globe to face opponents with no real boxing credentials?
Accountable, like Floyd, for example. I mean, Floyd doesn't even know his opponent's name, so are you holding him accountable to that? Floyd should still be fighting people that, you know, he at least people that know that his opponent's name and stuff. Are you saying the same thing?
Hold on. A couple things. Number one, last time I checked, Floyd retired. These are exhibitions that but I don't even count these. Floyd will tell you that himself. When Floyd, I didn't count Conor McGregor as a boxing match. That was a damn exhibition. I ain't paying no attention to that with.
Insiders and observers in the sport are starting to piece things together. Unlike many top-tier athletes who build lasting wealth after retirement, Floyd Mayweather never focused on creating sustainable investments. He wasn't known for putting money into long-term portfolios, sports franchises, or infrastructure projects. Instead, he spent lavishly. Enormous mansions, a collection of cars rarely seen on the road, jewelry worth millions, private jets, and watches pricier than most homes. Everything was designed to impress and dominate social media feeds. But the reality is that these types of assets lose value over time, and simply maintaining them can drain a fortune, slowly eroding wealth that looks untouchable at first glance.
Edition AP, all factory. 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section. We like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper. 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag in the world. I got this bag from Karl Lagerfeld.
In 2024, Floyd Mayweather grabbed headlines by announcing he had paid $18 million in taxes to the IRS. While the statement was meant to highlight that he's still bringing in huge sums, it also revealed a glaring issue. Unlike most billionaires, who rely on sophisticated teams of accountants and lawyers to minimize their tax liabilities, Floyd seems to lack that kind of financial framework. He's reportedly still operating with the same approach he always has: spend first, figure it out later.
You up under the gun again on $25 million in taxes? Hey man, stuff about to get real for you, Floyd, man, because you already owe Gervonta Davis $33 million that you ain't paid him. Do anybody find this strange that your boy Floyd is on all the IRS money, on Dubai money, on Gervonta Davis money, but yet we have all this stuff, all that flash that y'all see, but y'all realize, man.
And things take an even darker turn. In early 2025, Floyd Mayweather made headlines claiming he had invested in a $42 million skyscraper project in Manhattan. The media ran with the story, painting him as a major player in the deal. But a closer look at the real estate records told a different story. Floyd's name didn't appear anywhere as an owner or significant stakeholder. Industry insiders confirmed that, at best, he held a minor, non-controlling interest. Despite that, Mayweather publicly promoted it as though he had full ownership, spinning a narrative that didn't match reality.
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
This type of embellishment has long been part of the persona Floyd Mayweather has meticulously built, but now it's attracting scrutiny instead of admiration. The shift is clear: people are beginning to wonder if it's all just a performance. When someone constantly talks about wealth but repeatedly feels the need to prove it through bigger and flashier gestures, it starts to look less like confidence and more like desperation. Lately, Floyd's approach to his exhibition bouts has also grown increasingly unpredictable. He's been taking fights with almost no promotion or build-up, adding to the sense that the strategy behind his moves may be unraveling.
I hear what you're saying. I totally disagree with you if you think that's a good look.
I get what you're saying. I completely get it.
Dude, he's one of the greatest of all time. He never lost.
He's 50 now.
So he's going to do that for a bag, for clout.
In March 2025, Floyd Mayweather lined up a last-minute bout against an unranked French influencer in Paris. The event went forward with almost no marketing or fanfare. Floyd showed up just 2 days before the fight, made only a handful of media appearances, and left the city the very next morning. According to sources close to the match, he even insisted that his purse be paid in cash before the opening bell. Actions like these often point to short-term financial strain rather than calculated planning.
For these exhibitions, I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. Floyd, I'm rooting for you. Come on, let's turn it around.
Despite all the criticism swirling around him, Floyd Mayweather hasn't shown any sign of dialing back his extravagant lifestyle. He continues to fly private, carries $100,000 in cash daily, and casually wears watches worth millions to dinner. Behind the glitz, however, the business side is ramping up. He's reportedly pushing his Mayweather Boxing Plus Fitness franchise harder than ever, pressuring locations to open new branches and purchase additional merchandise packages. Some franchise owners claim they feel exploited, treated like ATM machines to maintain the appearance of wealth, while actual support from Floyd's team is minimal. On top of that, there are reports he has borrowed heavily against some of his assets. Insiders suggest he's leveraged his Las Vegas properties and certain luxury vehicles to stay liquid, which may explain how he continues to make jaw-dropping public purchases while his inner team scrambles to keep operations afloat.
Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWV Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWV is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali.
Another red flag is Floyd Mayweather's absence from high-profile, sustainable business ventures. Unlike LeBron James, Magic Johnson, or Shaquille O'Neal, who parlayed their fame into sports franchises, restaurant chains, and tech startups, Floyd has mostly stayed in the entertainment and spectacle lane. That's fine when money keeps flowing, but it becomes risky when cash starts to tighten. There's only a finite number of exhibition bouts you can pull off. Eventually, the novelty fades and the payday shrinks, and signs suggest that may already be happening. This isn't a pattern unique to him. Many athletes who built their brand on flashy spending eventually face the same reality. What sets Floyd apart is that his identity was built entirely on being the richest boxer alive. If that image starts to unravel, it's not just a financial blow, it threatens the legacy he spent decades crafting. Something that, by all appearances, doesn't seem to faze him at all.
And they say, well, it's not all about the money. Well, your kids can't eat legacy. They can eat off the currency.
Even though Floyd Mayweather claims to have streams of passive income, there's little concrete evidence showing that his current lifestyle is supported by anything beyond appearances and short-term ventures. His public statements don't align with the financial paper trail. He continues to speak as if he's pulling in hundreds of millions each year, yet those figures are no longer reflected in his fight purses or business announcements. The last time Mayweather's financial moves made headlines on this scale, it was tied to a $1.2 billion career that reshaped the economics of boxing. Today, the story is about a different kind of empire, real estate, and a storm quietly brewing behind the glamour. Floyd appears fully committed to property, from large-scale acquisitions in Manhattan to his outspoken partnership with SL Green and the 6001 W Ventures. He's clearly not just flipping condos, he's attempting to carve out a lasting mark in one of the toughest markets in the world. Yet, as April 2025 progresses, that legacy seems increasingly fragile, and not because of the buildings themselves.
As someone black, when my career is over as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say nothing about the guys that's 80 and 90 that's still making hundreds of millions and billions, but as soon as somebody black does it, your people, your own people, say, oh.
Trouble began quietly, as most controversies do, before exploding into public view. A small group of gym staff at the Highland Avenue Mayweather Boxing and Fitness Facility in Los Angeles staged a protest, holding up handmade signs. The messages were anything but subtle. They shouted betrayal, neglect, and even likened their situation to modern-day exploitation. And at the center of it all was one of sports' most famous names. One sign bluntly read, "The money team has no money." The irony was brutal, striking at the very core of Floyd's image. After all, Money Mayweather has long been synonymous with endless wealth, yet here was the world's most recognizable financial persona being called into question by his own staff.
Is to help you. Yeah, I'm with Floyd, getting a check. I get a check from Floyd, but I want to push you. Have your own business while you traveling the world with me, and we laughing, we kicking, and we joking. You got a company where you're making money also. So if something go wrong and you're not with me no more, you don't have nothing bad to say about me because I put you in a position to become an entrepreneur or to become.
What's fueling public outrage isn't just the fact that employees are protesting, it's the uncertainty over whether Floyd Mayweather even knows what's happening. One staff member claimed they were explicitly instructed not to tell him about the gym's struggles, despite Floyd having visited the facility just 2 weeks prior. Think about that for a moment. He walked the halls, smiled, posed for photos, and left either completely unaware that his team was struggling or, even worse, fully aware and chose to ignore it. That's when the conversation gets uncomfortable. Is Floyd Mayweather truly the detached billionaire, oblivious to the chaos unfolding within his own empire?
That's what I do every day. Shop. I ain't number like couple bucks. Greg, come with me. I didn't get these. Yeah. I did.
Or maybe he's the man who saw the storm on the horizon and is quietly fortifying his wealth through commercial skyscrapers, all while his fitness brand struggles to stay afloat. California labor laws aren't impressed by image. Failure to pay employees can trigger penalties that quickly run into thousands of dollars. If the gym staff were to pursue a class action lawsuit, the public fallout alone could deal a devastating blow to Mayweather's carefully curated brand. And if it comes out that the so-called money team is little more than a paper empire propped up by late checks and corporate ghosting, the irony would be brutal. For someone whose entire persona has been built on being untouchable, this scenario edges dangerously close to looking publicly broke.
Someone whose whole persona is money, 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 and you don't get paid. Well, that's exactly what it is for employees of Floyd Mayweather. Employees of his Los Angeles gym accused Floyd Mayweather of bankruptcy after failing to pay them. I mean, he's still buying stuff. Portfolio valued at $10 billion, including 18 office buildings spanning. I mean, he can do all this, but he can't pay his employees' salaries. $10 billion portfolio, 18 office buildings spanning 10 million square feet.
Let's be clear, Floyd Mayweather is no ordinary athlete. He's always claimed to be the smartest businessman in the ring, no promoters, no intermediaries, just Floyd and the money. But when LA employees aren't getting paid, and his Elk Grove location reportedly closed over $30 in unpaid rent, it's obvious something isn't right, and people are noticing. Across social media, fans are piecing the story together themselves. Many suggest this could be just the start, arguing that Mayweather's recent flurry of investments may not be a power move, but a sign of panic. Twitter threads speculate that his cash flow could be tight, noting the sudden spotlight on his real estate acquisitions. Feels like he's trying to show us he's rich instead of just being rich, one user wrote. Another questioned, why would a billionaire be hustling gym franchises unless he needs the cash? The discussion is growing, and the cracks in the Money Mayweather facade are starting to show.
Dedication. Hard work, dedication, no pay. The money team has no money. The money team has no money. I've been working in Los Angeles and Hollywood, Mayweather boxing and fitness since 2018 in September. There's always been broken promise. I can't feed my family. I'm sitting here going home every night, arguing with my wife.
And this isn't just internet chatter. Critics within the boxing world are starting to speak up. Andre Ward recently appeared on a podcast, warning that flashy displays of wealth don't always equal lasting financial security. While he didn't mention Floyd Mayweather by name, the subtle dig was clear. There are a lot of guys you think are winning and they're not. You can live like a billionaire and not be one. The clip quickly circulated online, with Mayweather's face dominating thumbnails. Other voices from inside his own circle have started adding fuel to the fire. Former members of TMT and fighters associated with the brand have quietly indicated that things have been off since mid-2023. One anonymous fighter told a niche combat sports outlet that paychecks were taking increasingly longer to clear. Another noted that Vegas-based events have been scaled back, lacking the usual high-production polish that fans expect from anything with the Mayweather name attached.
He's now still fighting with these random people in random places for 5 million here, 10 million there.
No, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know? Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
So many chains, bro. Chains, that's a depreciating asset. Get yourself something that'll hold value.
All of this is magnified by the sheer magnitude of Floyd Mayweather's real estate ambitions. He's not just buying single homes, he's acquiring entire blocks. Reports indicate he's involved with over 1,000 apartment units in Manhattan, 9 skyscrapers, and a high-profile partnership to develop Caesars Palace Times Square alongside SL Green and Jay-Z's Rock Nation. That last deal is particularly revealing. Casino investments are not short-term ventures, they're capital-intensive, long-haul gambles with delayed returns. In other words, Mayweather has locked up a staggering amount of money in projects that may not yield significant cash flow for years to come.
The week before I fought Floyd, I was in my hotel room by myself with my mind about to implode. You're about to fight arguably the greatest boxer of all time. As an 0-1 YouTuber. It's great that you got the job done of getting the paperwork. I got Floyd Mayweather to agree to fight me. But you gave a respectable performance to where people walked away and it's not a gimmick anymore. I owe Floyd a thanks. Floyd Mayweather, looking forward to receiving the rest of the money.
In business terms, this is the textbook case of being asset-rich but cash-poor. You can control vast holdings, yet the money you can actually access and spend is nearly non-existent. If Floyd Mayweather,
silent, he's telling people that he's not sure he wants to fight anymore. And I think he's saying what he really believes. That doesn't mean that he won't fight. See, I had lunch with some guy who knows Floyd. He's not that he's in the inner circle, but he knows. And he said Floyd only likes to fight and wants to fight when he's broke.
At this point, it really does look like Floyd Mayweather could be walking a fine line, pouring money into flashy public gestures while the backbone of his business quietly strains. Is he building a financial fortress behind the scenes, or is the spectacle masking cracks in the empire? The optics suggest a risky balancing act, and if the trend continues, it might not be long before the show can't hide the reality.s.